We are back with the Premier League and the games are coming thick and fast as we had the weekend games and then midweek games after that. So we'll be going through the game week 15 matches. The standouts are Arsenal versus Aston Villa, and we have Man City versus Sunderland. So let's get straight into the video. If you do enjoy, please do drop a like and subscribe as well. Now moving on to Aston Villa versus Arsenal, the first match happening. Now there's going to be a big test for Arsenal again. So let's get started with Aston Villa. They have been doing very well this season, currently sitting in 4th place, which is great for them. Their last game they played Wolves and they won 1-0, but their next game is going to be against Brighton, according to the day I'm recording this, because on the day I'm recording this, it's a Tuesday, December 2nd, so we still have like 2 games of midweek games happening. But Morgan Rogers has been such a baller. The way he carries the ball, the way he creates, even chips in with goals as well at such a young age is incredible. And this is very much an in-form Aston Villa side as well. Onto Arsenal, they have been doing very well this season, sitting all the way top of the league now, only 2 points clear of Man City at this current moment. They still have to play Brentford as well. Now last game Arsenal did draw 1-1 to 10-man Chelsea. It was a painful watch honestly, because Chelsea did do better than Arsenal and they should have won that game realistically. But Declan Rice is such a unreal player. He saved us with so many tackles. If he did not make those tackles, we would have lost at least like 3 or 4-1. But we really need to come back in this match against Aston Villa and do better and extend that lead at the top. Now my prediction is going to be a 3-2 win for Arsenal. Moving on to Everton versus Nottingham Forest. This game is going to be quite the underrated one. So let's get started with Everton. They have been doing quite decent, I'm not going to lie. They have really gained some form in recent weeks as well. Like last game they played Bournemouth and they won 1-0. Jack Grealish scoring the winning goal for Everton. Ever since joining them, he's been such an important player creatively. And as I said before, this team is very balanced overall. They have been doing a lot better offensively, though scoring more goals while also defending pretty well. Now onto Nottingham Forest. They've been doing alright form wise. It's been a little bit on and off if we're being honest. Like last game they played against Brighton and they lost 2-0. They were on a good run, but that game was bound to be tough, especially with the informed Brighton team as their opponents. It's a rough one right now. Their next game before this one is actually going to be against Wolves. I think that's easily gonna be a win for them. Now my prediction is gonna be a 2-1 win for Everton. Moving on to Newcastle versus Burnley. This game should only be going one way. So let's get started with Newcastle. They've been struggling quite a bit this season. At the moment they're sitting in 13th place in the league. Their form has been lacking quite a bit as well. Like last game they played Tottenham and they drew 2-2. They allowed Romero to score a brace on them. He scored a diving header and a bicycle kick. On that second goal, the Newcastle defense just fell asleep fully. They just let that go through them. At least 4 players were caught ball watching in that, but Bruno G made a difference with his goal. He's a very important player in the middle of the pitch. Now onto Burnley. They've been struggling hard in this season, like sitting all the way in 19th place, which is very tough. Before this match they had a solid Crystal Palace team to face. That is going to be a challenge because Crystal Palace are a pretty good team. They have quality all around the pitch. But last game that Burnley played Brentford and they lost 3-1. They really have been lacking offensively and goals wise this season, especially with the transition from Championship to the Premier League. It's kind of a big jump in terms of level, but things must change if they want to get out of the relegation zone. Now, my prediction is going to be a 3-0 win for Newcastle. Moving on to Man City versus Sunderland. This game I just sense is going to be chaotic. So let's get started with Man City. They have been doing quite quite alright. Form-wise, it's been a little bit on and off. Like last game they played Fulham and they won 5-4. That was a insane game. They were literally 5-1 up, but they almost threw away the whole game. But Haaland became the fastest player to get to 100 goals in Premier League history. It only took him 113 games to reach those 100 goals. Literally robotic things. Now Foden scoring a brace as well. He is getting back to his best. I believe he's the only player to score 7 outside of the box goals since 23-24 season. Now on to Sunderland. They have been doing very well in the league as well. A newly promoted side sitting all the way back in 6th place. Now last game they played Bournemouth and they won 3-2. Robbie scoring the winner in the 69th minute. And then their next game before this one is actually gonna be Liverpool. So that's a huge test. I genuinely think they could beat Liverpool, especially with the poor form Liverpool has been in. But Xhaka has been so important in the team. He's been a real leader in the middle of the pitch. My prediction for this game is going to be a 2-1 win for Man City. Moving on to Tottenham versus Brentford. This game is going to be quite good, so let's get right into it. Thomas Frank, he will return to face his old club as well. So with Tottenham, they have been a little bit underwhelming this season, even though they're sitting in like 11th place at the moment. Like last game, I feel like they were struggling to play against Newcastle. Somehow they drew 2-2 with Romero scoring a brace and scoring a bicycle kick as well. It's crazy stuff. But Tottenham have been lacking creativity so much just overall in the team. And I say that, and they were benching Xavi Simons against Newcastle. They literally brought him on around the 75th minute or so. I mean, they really need to fix up. Now on to Brentford. They are sitting right below Spurs in 12th place. They've been doing not too bad this season. I would say they could be a underrated team this season. Like last game they played Burnley and they won 3-1, but their next game before this one is going to be against Arsenal. Now Igor Thiago has been an amazing signing for them, so I really hope he won't score against Arsenal, but we'll find out. Now he's scoring at a very good rate. Like Brentford, somehow they always manage to bring in great strikers. You've seen Mbeumo, I think he started in the center forward position. Then you have Wissa, Ivan Toney as well. It's just unreal recruitment from Brentford. Now my prediction is going to be a 1-1 draw between the two. Moving on to Bournemouth versus Chelsea. This game's going to be a very good one, so let's get started with Bournemouth. They've been a little bit underwhelming this season, starting off quite well but have dropped off a little bit. Now at the moment they are sitting all the way in 14th place. Last game they played Everton and they lost 1-0. The form has been super poor from them recently, and Semenyo has kind of slowed down in terms of just goal contributions overall. Now on to Chelsea. They're looking very good this season, I'm not gonna lie. Form wise, it's honestly been really good as of recent. Now they've been picking up some solid results, like winning 3-0 against Barcelona in the Champions League. What a result that is at Stamford Bridge. Now last game in the Premier League, they drew 1-1 against Arsenal with a red card as well. I think Chelsea played really well in that game. Coming from an Arsenal fan, I think they deserve the win as well. And they have one more game to play before they face off against Bournemouth, and that's against Leeds. So Chelsea will be missing Caicedo for sure in the next few games, because he's been one of their most important players, especially in the middle of the pitch. Now my prediction is going to be a 3-1 win for Chelsea. Moving on to Leeds United versus Liverpool. Now this game could honestly go either way, so let's get started with Leeds United. They have not been doing the best this season. At the moment they're sitting in 18th place in the league. I always say they are a solid offensive team, but defensively quite poor. Like last game they played Man City and they lost 3-2. Phil Foden obviously scoring in the last minute for Man City literally saved them. Leeds United did give Man City a real challenge and real fight, but before this game against Liverpool, Leeds play Chelsea. Chelsea are a very good team in Europe and in the Premier League, so it's going to be a huge challenge once again. Now on to Liverpool. They've been doing quite poor this season. Form wise, it's been on the up actually. Like last game for example, they played West Ham and they won 2-0. Isak got his first goal for Liverpool in the Premier League. It's crazy. We've waited until December to see Isak score his first goal for Liverpool. I never thought I would be saying that, but overall they started playing better in the second half. Actually, Florian Wirtz probably had his best game in a Liverpool shirt in my opinion, and Liverpool have just been using him in the wrong way. I feel like he's just that number 10 who links up the play. He could play between the lines as well. They really need to use him in that manner. Now next they play Sunderland before this game versus Leeds, so I think they got that in the bag unless Sunderland show up and cause an upset. Now my prediction is going to be a 2-1 win for Liverpool. Moving on to Brighton versus West Ham. This game is going to be a good one to watch. So let's get started with Brighton. They've been doing quite well in the league, actually sitting in 5th place. That is very impressive. Form wise, it's been really good in recent times as well. Like last game they played Nottingham Forest and they won 2-0. Their game before West Ham is going to be against Aston Villa, so that's going to be a great game. Both sides in very good form, so honestly I could see a draw coming out of that. But on to West Ham. They have been not the best this season, sitting right above the relegation zone as well. It's at 17th place in the league. Like last game they played Liverpool and they lost 2-0. West Ham did play a decent game, but they missed quite a few chances which could have put them up against Liverpool. But their next game before this is against Man United, and that's going to be another huge test. But a key player in Lucas Paqueta will be out as he got himself a red card versus Liverpool. Now my prediction is going to be a 3-1 win for Brighton. Moving on to Fulham versus Crystal Palace. This game is going to be a solid one, so let's get started with Fulham. They have not been doing too well this season, which is very surprising to me as they sit 15th place. Although their form has been turning around, which is a big positive, they did lose 5-4 to Man City, which was a absolute insane game. They could have honestly got a draw, but they had a shot cleared off the line just a few minutes before the game ended. Now Kevin and Chukwueze looked like huge threats in that match, and Fulham definitely have some positives to take from that game. Now on to Crystal Palace. They have been doing not too bad this season. Like I swear I saw them around 5th place a few weeks ago, but now they have dropped like 5 places all the way to 10th place, which honestly isn't too bad. But last game they played Manchester United and they lost 2-1, so they have a chance to turn it around actually against Burnley before they head off to face Fulham. Mateta has been bagging goals for Crystal Palace. He's a absolute unit of a striker. He scored in their last game, but it was a penalty. But my prediction is going to be a 2-2 draw between the two. And moving on to the final and last game, it's Wolves versus Manchester United. Now this game is going to be a good one, so let's get started with Wolves. They've been doing really bad, I'm not gonna lie, sitting all the way on the bottom of the table in 20th place. Form wise, they've been absolutely terrible. The last game they played Aston Villa, they lost 1-0. Kamara scored a absolute banger of a goal against them to win that match, and they have a new manager in Rob Edwards. He has not started well. He really needs to turn things around, because if they want to get out of the relegation zone, that's what they got to do. Now they got to play Nottingham Forest first before they play Manchester United, so that's going to be a tough one as well. On to Manchester United. They've been doing quite decent actually, sitting in 7th place, which is actually good. Their form has been quite good. Last game they played Crystal Palace, as I mentioned before, and they won 2-1. Mount and Xerxes scoring crucial goals in that win. Xerxes, he scored from a very tight angle with his left foot, so that's a huge confidence booster for him. But I want to talk about Amorim. People wanted Ruben Amorim out last season, and now he's doing pretty well for Manchester United, having them sat in 7th place. But next game before this one, they gotta face West Ham. I could see them winning that match, honestly. For this one against Wolves, my prediction is gonna be a 3-1 win for Manchester United. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment down below your predictions for these games. Don't forget to subscribe as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.